Hello everybody, welcome back to Hard Enduro and Adventure Media, back in the workshop at Eurotech. And what's going on? Well, I'm back with the TPi PDi in. I've got a GasGas 300 TPi, just so you know that I'm working on. I'm going to try and just show you a bit more in depth, you know, and what we take off in the PDi sort of process, taking the emissions off the bike, the fuel evaporation system, etc. Let's have a look at that. So this is the 300 that I've been working on. I started working on this bike last night, PDiing it. I'm going to try and do this sort of video in one hit and just sort of explain things on the bike. First, this morning I've taken the exhaust off. That's going to be replaced with the race pipe. So that's your standard race pipe exhaust. That is the exhaust. It comes from factory. It's a restricted exhaust. Catalytic style exhaust, got a lambda sensor on, lambda sensor which goes up to a plug here, which we'll put a blanking plug in there. There's also a fuel evaporation system on the bike as well when it comes from the factory, and we take that off. The fuel evaporation system basically works off a vacuum, and if you'll see on the top of the throttle body there's a rubber blanking plug, and that's where it connects to. On the side, you see it on the top there. It's just above the oil inlet on the throttle body, and this is some of the stuff that we take off. This is part of the system that fastens onto the back of the engine near the front sprocket, and all this rubber tubing stuff is removed, and that's all connected to a charcoal filter which sits in the frame. Now this is one which I've taken out from a previous bike, and I've just adapted it to make it into a coolant reservoir tank. Just cut the top, emptied it out and sealed it back up, and we can use that on one of the team bikes because it's not under pressure, isn't this? So, you know, if you have got a bike what's got a charcoal filter still in, you can take it out and use it and adapt it into a coolant reservoir expansion tank if you want to. And obviously once we've got all that taken off and the electrical sockets plugged, we get some plugs in the PDi kit which plug those electrical points off. Once the bike is mapped and unlocked, well, it's unlocked and mapped, it does away with the need for those ancillary options, so it's in race mode then. The other thing is the restrictor box as well we take off. I'll show you one of those. This is the air filter restrictor box which we take out and replace it with a standard filter cage. So you can imagine the restriction the bike's going to be under with that in, quite a lot. One of the other things as well is we take off is a kill switch. The bikes come from the factory with two kill switches. This one, which is usually on the bars on the same side as the start button, and obviously the standard switch setup, which has got a kill switch on the clutch side of the handlebars. So just a little bit more info there. So that's where we are at the moment with this one. About another sort of 45 minutes worth of work, put the foot pegs on and do a few little jobs, and this bike will be pretty ready to go. So that's it, stay tuned. Hard Enduro and Adventure Media at Eurotech. See you soon.